It's time for a build series that I never wanted to ever have to do. And it's technically not even a build series, it's a rebuild series. And technically the first part is going to be rebuilding the Speed Champions cars that are now gone. So let's get into it. Hello and welcome to my destroyed Lego Studio City and whatever else you want to call it. And in today's video, we are, like I said in the intro, tackling the missing Speed Champions. And now that I am looking back at everything, we're actually ready to lose another one right now. So what happened is when said ladder came down from up here, it slipped, bounced off of this shelf and this shelf, back, forth, and then vibrations caused the cars to fall down. You guys ever saw Fast and Furious? I believe it was 8? I think it was 8, the one with the submarine. And when Cypher turned all of the Chrysler cars on and drove them through the parking garage onto the ground to stop the good guys. You guys remember that movie? I barely do. That's a lot like how this went. The cars just one by one went down. And looking now, as I push that back, we actually have a piece of the Audi that needs to come down. I'm going to need this piece of the Audi. This is the 2020 Audi, the yellow and white one. I'm going to need this piece to put it together. Look at that skill. So I want to show you guys what I did up here to hopefully avoid future disasters. And I also want to show you guys the cars at Studio 2 inside of the house. If you guys don't know, this is Studio 1, the Lego City, and the shelves. And Studio 2 is where I do most of my filming inside of the house. It's how I beat the elements. So I want to show you what I've done up here to hopefully avoid this from happening again. And let's go inside, let's look at some of these cars and talk about our strategy to get them fixed. So if you guys saw the prior video, you guys will know that this was once full of stuff. And what I have done, I've taken the majority of everything down and moved it to a storage that we have outside. We have some things pushed up against the wall over there. We have the whiteboard to kind of, drown out the hollow effect of not having anything up here. But all the boxes and everything is what it was like we had a box, and a box. So we were going 3 wide on this shelf. And what that caused was things wanting to go this way and things wanting to go that way. And what happens is with the right vibration, stuff can just go whee into the city. So that just couldn't happen no more. Also, on those hooks, right there and there, I had the ladder. But now I've moved the ladder to where it slides in, basically out like this and down, and no longer hooks above the Lego City. So the only way to get that ladder is from coming away from the Lego City and not over the Lego City. So by clearing out the stuff, putting the ladder up in a position like that on the inside, now hopefully will prevent future accidents. Let's head into Studio 2 to talk about the cars, how damaged are they, and go over how we're going to actually fix them. Okay, so now let's go over the big box of cars. Now, I don't know how many Speed Champions cars I have. I think I have around 20, 25. I don't have an exact number. Maybe I should. I know I have all but 1 or 2 of the 19 and the 20. And I think we have all the 21, 22, and 23. Actually, I think we're missing like 1 or 2 of the 21. So I know we have all of 22s and all of 23, so that's at least 10 cars there. And between the other 3, that should be about another 15 cars total. So about 25. And I want to say a good majority of that 25 is in this box. I do have the manuals of some of the retired ones, like the Audi, and the sticker sheet that is trashed. It just came out of it. Weird. The Nissan GTR. I think both of those are 2020. And then the double pack of the Lambos. This one hurts. I just built it. Now, another one that just hurts is I believe this is the brand new 2023 McLaren. Well, it was a McLaren. Now it's missing its back butt. So that's one of the ones of destruction. Now, the Audi actually has the majority of its parts, and it's still pretty much whole. So you got to give it up to 2020 to make a really sturdy car. I think this is probably going to be one of the better ones that we have seen. It is missing some of its front end parts. Hopefully they're in here. If not, we got boxes and boxes and boxes of things to go through. Now this is a mix of stuff. I was having my wife help me go through and get everything found and put in boxes, and she kind of just said screw it towards the end, and she put a whole bunch of stuff in here. So we have a lot of car parts, we have some parts of the detective's office and the up house. It's all kind of mixed in here. I think I even see the antenna to the space coaster that we just built a few weeks ago. This is going to be your Lamborghini Countach. Not much of a Countach at all. You can see on the back, Countach. Yeah, well, it's Countach, it's toshed. It's tossed. So that's that one. Here is that Lamborghini dual pack. Now, this one managed to keep all of its wheels on. Its driver is still in the seat with its hairpiece. So not too bad. It's just the front end is missing, and I believe that there is a wing that goes on the back of this that is missing as well. But at least that one still has its wheels. Again, the older one's coming in clutch. Now, not so lucky is the SUV, the Lamborghini Urus. That's what it's called. That one lost its anus. The Urus lost its anus. Uranus? You get the joke. But no back wheels on that one. Here is the GTR. Oh man, parts flying. GTR again. It lost a little bit of its backside. Not too bad. And the driver's still in the seat with its hairpiece and stuff. Now, one that wasn't so lucky is I believe this is the Aston Martin series. Yes, it is. The AMR. Not too bad. Still has all four wheels, but it is full of pieces, and it is missing its windshield and some odds and ends. So that one, not so bad. Right now, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 7 cars total. Keep down the list. We have the Corvette. Man, I really liked this one, and it seems like it liked falling more than it liked being with me. So that one, not too bad. Still has all 4 wheels. No wing, no windshield. So I see a common theme here. A lot of the windshield and drivers have been ejected, but there is a lot of small parts. Now, on a lot less funny of a scale, the Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious. This is how it was found in the city. You can see Paul, he's trying to drive a car, and he's got nothing to drive the car with. He has most of his wheels, but the one missing in the back. So, I want to say it did not good. So if you guys ever want to know how the Skyline wrecks, well, that's how it wrecks. And then continuing on, we have the other one. Now this one, if you watch Fast and Furious, this one's going to be a familiar sight. Dom's Dodge Charger totaled. We're pretty used to seeing that at this point. I mean, movie 1, not 3, I think he wrecked 1 and 4. He wasn't in 2. I'm pretty sure, 1 got wrecked in 5. I think every movie that he's been in, he's managed to wreck one of these. So this is another one that's wrecked. But the front end's there, all 4 wheels are on, just the back and the roof is gone, and he's still in there. He's just like, I'm holding on for family at this point. Other than that, here is what we're working with as far as parts, everybody. I do see some pieces like this. This goes to the amusement park. This is part of the little spaceship on the Mos Eisley Cantina. That's what this goes to. Here is a chunk of the Dodge Charger right there. That clips into the back. Here is the back taillights to the McLaren. And we have a lot of the windshields. As we know, we're missing a lot of the windshields. Here is the back wheel that fell off of the Skyline, so that's in here. And here's the nose cone to the Diablo. And we got just random driver just chilling in here. Not too bad. That's kind of why I started with this first. That goes to the Urus, right there. So that's why I chose to do the cars first, is because they're not part of the city, but they are above the city. And I think the first good steps to this project was going to be, one, get the stuff off of that shelf above the city so we can access the stuff that we need when we need it, so we can stop pulling things out above the city. 2, do the cars, get the cars put back, and then 3, we'll tackle the bigger things like the buildings. So what I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to start putting these cars back together. I think the strategy of how I'm going to do it is I'm going to go through the book and I'm going to see through every step if the thing is still there, the parts that need to be there, and then start putting the parts back on in chunks. And hopefully I don't got to fully rebuild each of these cars. That comes in about 300 to 400 pieces a piece, or I think some it's even almost 5 maybe. But that's how I'm going to attempt this task. And hopefully I get all the cars put back together in 100% completion. So if everything goes well, the next thing you'll be seeing in this video is all the cars back out in Studio 1 and in their proper places. So fingers crossed that the transition goes there. Okay, everybody. Well, take a look at that. Bring it in a little bit closer. We have all of our speed champions. Bring this back out. Look at that. That is nice. I even took the time to fix the paint damage on the wall. So now coming down off my ladder, you can see it's like nothing ever happened. Bring that back in. I never done zoom on a video before. That is dope. Man, I'm so happy to see all of these guys back. Now, let's talk about what it took to bring these guys back, because it is kind of interesting. How many hours? Well, I'm going to tell you, about 4.5 to 5 hours to repair 10 broken cars. Now, I will tell you that this was all an experiment. That's why this is the first video. This is to help understand. And when everything fell and got broken, I didn't take much time. I just rapidly put everything away, packed it into the backlog cabinets, and got the hell back on with my day. But this project, being an experiment, it really forced me to look at the issue and see what we have to do to fix it. And the things that I discovered was a lot of the parts were not put where they should have been. So by being forced to go through and try to find all the tiny little parts and all those extra parts that were in that box, putting all those pieces where they go as I find them. So say I needed a 2x2 plate for one of these guys, looking for that 2x2 plate, it caused me to go through and just find and categorize and make sure everything's put away much neater. Another thing that this has taught me is we may not be rebuilding the buildings. We may just be doing it by chunk. Just go through the book, look at the parts that matter, like this, like the third floor of the Sanctum Sanctorum and the roof, and just go through and rebuild it. If you have a whole piece, like a sofa, then just take that sofa and make sure it's all together, stick it back onto the plate, done. We don't need to go through and break down every single little thing to get this problem fixed. So, a lot of cool things happened while doing this project. If you guys want to know how many pieces we're actually missing, 2. I've had to contact Lego for a weird 2x2 axle rod plate piece for the Uranus car, because the back axle fell off. I literally tore out the whole amusement park. It's over here on a table, because I was finding parts in Mos Eisley Cantina. I was finding parts in the Haunted Mansion. I found so many parts in the Loop Coaster. Just so much stuff that we missed when we did our first sweep to clean this all up. And so the amusement park's all tore out, and we didn't find the axle piece. And then on the weird McLaren car, the orange and white one, looks kind of like an F1 car, single-seater that just came out this year with the McLaren F1. That car was missing a weird, I call it a 2/3 plate stud. So it's like 2 studs instead of 3 studs or plates tall. And that piece goes to the rear wing. I had to order those 2 parts. Other than that, they're all back together 100%, and I couldn't be any more happier. The paint damage is fixed, the cars are fixed, and now I have a really good understanding of how broken things are, because I've been forced to go through those boxes to look for parts for the cars. This all around was a really good idea. I'm very happy for myself. And you know what, guys? I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to do well restoring the city. So on that one, like, share, and subscribe. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. You know, is this a good job that we got this done first to figure out how to do this? You know, whatever you guys want to say, drop it down below. I always appreciate it. And, well, I'm going to keep on working, because what's next is every single building is going to come out of the city. Because that's kind of what the plan was, is empty out the rack, prevent the accidents, go through the cars to sturdy up a plan, and then we got to go through every single building and make sure through pictures. I got pictures of everything. I take multiple pictures every single month just to make sure everything's up to date, just in case anything did happen. So I got to go through the pictures that I have cataloged. I got to go through the manuals and get everything fixed. But what I'm going to have to do is take everything out one building at a time, at least from the corner garage and the Parisian forward, to get everything fixed. At least the forestry area is fine. I don't got to take that out. I just got to take this out. The good thing is when I do that, I'm going to take that time to actually re-level the tables. That way everything's more flat and not so lumpy. And hopefully that also makes it look good. So on that one, guys, thank you for watching. The first part's done. 10 cars. Now we just have half a dozen buildings to rebuild. So stay tuned for those videos, and y'all have a good one.